Mehta from LGS of Technology and Engineering. In today's session, we are going to discuss about subject called Automobile Component Design. In this particular subject, our today's session is about propeller shaft. The first question is that what is propeller shaft? Propeller shaft is a component which is used to transfer power from engine gearbox to our final driveline. So propeller shaft is a component which connects our input drive to output drive, or you can say driving line to driven line. So ultimately propeller shaft transfer power from engine to our final drive. So while doing this, propeller shaft comes under immense amount of twisting and as well as shear stress. Propeller shaft is used to design to transfer this power rather than taking or carrying a load. Whereas an axle, in the case of axle, whether it is a live axle or dead axle, they are used to carry load rather than transfer power. So here when we are designing this propeller shaft, our main criteria is to design under this twisting moment. So this propeller shaft comes under immense amount of twisting moment. Clear? So while designing this propeller shaft, we have to make sure that it comes under only maximum type of twisting stress rather than any type of a bending stress. So the design of propeller shaft should be in such a way that it should resist in in this twisting. Clear? So there are few properties which we have to consider while designing this propeller shaft. One is rigidity. Rigidity is property which provides resistance against any kind of twisting of that component. Clear? So it provides a resistance against any kind of twisting, that is called rigidity. So here when we are designing our shaft, we have to consider is for rigidity. Second thing, it's critical driving speed. What is this critical speed of the shaft? Critical speed of the shaft is nothing but at which shaft tries to attain maximum amount of amplitude or maximum amplitude that you have learned in that term, clear, dynamics of machine and subject chapter called vibrations, where you have gone through that topic called critical speed of shaft. This critical speed of shaft is nothing but when your shaft is try to attain maximum amount of amplitude, which is attained at when our resonance will going to takes place. So at the resonance frequency is nothing but when your natural frequency correlates to the external frequency of your shaft, that is called resonance frequency. So ultimately this resonance frequency is nothing but to correlated with that, and ultimately it will create that momentum in your shaft. Clear? And then shaft will comes under a maximum amplitude, and this will ultimately break your shaft. So second thing, it should be designed for maximum critical or critical speed of shaft. Third thing is to design against any kind of Third thing is to design against any kind of bending or loading condition where the direct stress is acting upon that. Direct stress is a secondary kind of stress, or bending stress is a secondary kind of stress which is acting upon your shaft, clear, which is designed purely for to transmitting power rather than to carrying any kind of a load. Clear? So in the most of the cases, our propeller shaft is failed due to when we are heavily loading our vehicle, clear, or the excessive load which attained by our vehicle, that is a major cause when our propeller shaft breaks down. So here it was a brief introduction about propeller shaft. Here you can see there are two types of propeller shaft: a two-piece propeller shaft and one-piece propeller shaft. Clear? This is depending on when your vehicle length is greater or not. As much as your vehicle length increases, it will comes under bending stress, and as we have discussed that this propeller shaft isn't designed for this bending, it's designed for twisting, because primary function of our propeller shaft is to transfer load, and while doing that it comes under twisting rather than any kind of bending. Clear? So this propeller shaft, should the cross section area should be hollow Why? Because it should have minimum moment of inertia, or you can say polar momentum or moment of inertia regarding to this. That's why it should be always hollow. Clear? Here you can see two types of propeller shaft: one piece propeller shaft and two piece propeller shaft. Two piece propeller shaft provides you flexibility, clear, and as well as it provides support to our shaft rather compared to one piece propeller shaft. Clear? How the shaft and axle differentiate with each other? Shaft only transfers power in terms of twisting, whereas axle, when it comes to dead axle, it only carries a load, and when it's come to live axle, it carries load as well as transfers powers. So this is the basic difference between while we are designing a propeller shaft and axle. So in this particular video, we will talk about only design of the shaft, and then the next video we will talk about design of axle. Clear? So in this case, while designing this axle, designing this shaft, we should know about what amount of torque it will going to transfer. Clear? After engine, torque will be increased at our, or you can say speed will decrease and torque will increase at the end of our gearbox, and that ratio will directly affect our propeller shaft. So that load should always be acting upon our propeller shaft. At the same time, friction, or you can say tractive effort, is transferring from our wheel towards our propeller shaft. So propeller shaft will comes under end of twisting two end twisting. One is from our engine and another is from our engine, vehicle load. So both the torque from the tractive effort and torque from the engine, both will try to twist in same direction. So both the torque will add up to something, and ultimately that will provide a resultant twisting moment to our propeller shaft. So while designing, we should know about what amount of resultant twisting moment is acting upon our propeller shaft. I hope you got this idea. So it will help you to while we are determining the example of our propeller shaft. Talking about GTU examination, you will ask to design a propeller shaft, as well as at the same time you will ask to different property of the shaft like rigidity, its critical speed, as well as bending capacity. Here, this three could be the you could be the asked, but the most of the cases you will be asked by example. So let's derive the equations or design of propeller shaft. Here you can see this is the propeller shaft, and this is the torque which should be transmitted for the propeller shaft. Clear? G is the overall gear ratio. What is this gear ratio? Gear ratio in the sense what amount of reduction we are have provided to the shaft. Second thing, the torque to be transmitted by the propeller shaft. One is torque to be transmitted by the engine, and second, torque which is acting upon the design torque for the shaft, which is torque of engine plus as well as tractive effort which is required. Clear? Then the shape shear stress as well as polar moment of inertia with the side degree, amount of degree which is cut through our shaft, which is pi by represented by pi by 32 d raised to 4 minus di raised to 4, do raised to 4 minus di raised to 4. Ultimately, this equation is dictated by t by j is equals to t by j is equals to tau by r is equals to g theta by l. And from that equation, we have determined here, you can see that TD divided by TP IP upon sigma or shear stress upon Y. That is nothing but our equation here, where TD is nothing but our engine torque into gear ratio, and ultimately it will provided by that. Clear? The final equation, which is TD, which is equal to shear stress into that I into a pi by 16 do raised to 4 minus di raised to 4. I hope you got the point clear of this. Once again, let's move on to this thing. Clear? If someone is not, if you can't see this, then let's enlarge it a bit. Clear? So you can easily have the idea about these equations. Okay. So here you can see that equation. Te was engine torque, Tt was the torque transmitted by the propeller shaft, Td is the design torque which we are going to decide depending on our gear ratio, clear, which is G. So Tt is equal to T into Tg, clear. Ultimately we will find our Td, which is our pi by 16 do raised to 4 minus di raised to 4 upon d into shear limiting shear stress. I hope you understand this design. This design is very simplest design. Clear? This design will not going to they will not going to ask you about this design, but this design will help you to find this equation, or you can say design or example of this propeller shaft. Clear? So I hope you understand this each and every point of propeller shaft of very well. Clear? This was a theoretical portion of this propeller shaft. In next session for this propeller shaft, we will have example for particularly propeller shaft, and then we will move on to design with Excel. Yeah. This particular session is I have taken a book called Auto Design by R.B. Gupta and Satya Prakashan, as well as it is also provided in R.S. Kurmi and Machine Element designed by V.B. Bhandari. I hope you understand each and every point in this propeller shaft design very well. If you have any doubt regarding to propeller shaft, you can directly ask me. Thank you so much. So I'm stopping here.